Welcome to The Lifestyle Herbalist, the podcast where holistic wellness meets everyday living. I'm your host, Dabby Vaccaro, registered dental hygienist, clinical herbalist, and certified health coach. We're passionate about bridging the gap between conventional medicine and plant-powered healing. Whether we're diving into oral microbiome health, the power of adaptogens, or just simple steps for vibrant living, our goal is to help you feel empowered with practical, science-backed, and earth-grown solutions. So grab your favorite cup of tea as we dive into this episode. Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Lifestyle Herbalist. Today we're diving into a topic that's everywhere, teeth whitening. It's probably the number one question I get asked at the dental office. White teeth are a sign of health and youth. And people, well, they want to look good, including me. Unfortunately, we're constantly bombarded with ads for charcoal powders, LED lights, and whitening strips promising a Hollywood smile overnight. It can be overwhelming, and frankly, a lot of it is just marketing hype. So if you've ever felt confused about what actually works, or you're looking for a safe, effective, and more natural ways to brighten your smile, you're in the right place. Today we're cutting through the white noise, no pun intended, to give you a real actionable truth. First, let's debunk some of the biggest trendy products that just don't live up to the claims. You've probably seen activated charcoal everywhere, touted as a natural detoxifier that pulls stain like a magnet. And the reality is that, well, it does remove stain, but it's overly abrasive. Think of it using sandpaper on your teeth. And while it might scrub off some surface stain, it's also wearing down the enamel. It weakens the enamel, and it's permanent. This actually makes things look worse because those ridges then attract more stain. And what actually happens is that our teeth can look yellower because the darker dentin layer underneath starts to show through. So my advice is to skip the charcoal. The risks far outweigh the benefits. I've also seen the DIY classic of mixing lemon juice and baking soda. This is also not a great idea. Baking soda, which is basic and has been made out to be the bad guy, is thought to be abrasive on its own, but we'll talk more about that in a moment. The lemon juice, however, is very acidic. And while it's great for the digestive system, it's really not meant to spend any time on your enamel. Another common gimmick is the home LED light kit. It's hype. And it's touted as being professional grade, but the truth is the blue light in itself does nothing. The real active ingredient is in the whitening gel that comes with the kit. And studies show that these lights don't significantly speed up anything or enhance the whitening process. You're basically just paying for a flashlight. Oil pulling with coconut oil can improve gum health by reducing the bacteria. And there hasn't been any scientific evidence that shows that it actually whitens teeth, but I have had patients who claim that they think their teeth are whiter, and I really think it's because they are, number one, doing something different. They're paying more attention to their teeth and their gums. They're actually spending more time in their cleaning, and because of that, I don't know that it's the oil pulling in of itself, but I think that they're actually spending more time improving their gum health, which then makes their teeth whiter. It's great for general oral hygiene, but the jury's still out about the brighter smile. So with those myths out of the way, what actually works? Let's talk about real actionable tips for a whiter, brighter smile. And really it's about building sustainable habits. First, I think it's back to the basics, right? We talk a lot on this podcast about ways to improve oral health and ways to maintain a good constitution and healthy eating. But consistent brushing and cleaning in between your teeth is the number one way to remove those surface stains like coffee and tea and wine before they set in. Using an electric toothbrush like a Sonicare, which is what I typically love, can be a game changer. And they're far more effective at removing those surface stains than a manual brush. If you think about it, like it's moving so much faster, and there's no way our wrist is going to be able to move as fast as an electric toothbrush. Next, adopt the rinse and hydrate strategy. After you enjoy a staining food or a drink, simply swish with water to dilute and wash away the staining compounds. Furthermore, drinking water throughout the day promotes salivary production, which is your mouth's natural cleanser. So if you eat and drink strategically, that would be one great way, an easy way to keep your body hydrated, but also your mouth more moist and your teeth brighter. Consume some crunchy, watery, rich fruits and vegetables like apples or celery, carrots. They act as natural abrasives, scrubbing as your teeth can chew. It's important to note that it's best to refrain from brushing and wait at least 30 minutes to allow the pH of the mouth to return to homeostasis. I had a patient once who used to get lots of that lower calculus, which is the place where most people build it up, is on the back sides of those lower front teeth. She used to come in every 6 months and have just a wall of calculus there. And anyway, one day she came in and she hardly had anything. I was like, wow, things look so much better. What have you been doing differently? Did you get a new toothbrush? And she says, no, I haven't done anything different. And then as she was sitting there thinking about my question, she says, oh, well, actually, I'm eating more carrots and celery because I'm trying not to have crackers so much. I'm trying to make better healthy choices. And it was just that simple act of trading in her crackers for a snack as she was eating, that she was snacking on during the day at work, to carrots and celery that made a huge difference in her teeth and her gums. And she did not have all that calculus to scrape off. So we were both happy about that. So when you're ready to choose a product, choose wisely. When I was in hygiene school, I was taught that baking soda is abrasive and that people should not use it for brushing. Today, it's been noted to be generally less abrasive than most commercial toothpaste, and I recommend it frequently to my patients, especially people who have gingivitis, gum disease, things like that. The relative dentinal abrasive number on baking soda is a 7, compared to many toothpaste that range from 35 to 250. And the lower the number, the less abrasive. So baking soda, like I said, was thought to be very abrasive. Nobody should use that on their teeth. It's at a 7. But most of the toothpaste that you're getting at the store these days are anywhere from 35 to 250. Baking soda's sharp-edged particles can feel gritty, and its particles are larger but softer. And their rounded silica particles that are found in toothpaste are the primary source of abrasiveness that are in the most toothpaste formulas. So personally, I rarely use a commercial toothpaste. I alternate between my herbal tooth powder and baking soda. And of course, I use my Sonicare electric toothbrush, which as a dental professional, I have found it to be very effective for disrupting that biofilm on the teeth. And really, it's that biofilm on the teeth that attracts the stain in the first place. The only proven ingredients that safely whiten teeth are hydrogen peroxide and carmine peroxide. Look for whitening toothpaste with the ADA seal of acceptance. Using an over-the-counter whitening strip for a mild boost can be helpful, but for a significant faster results, using an in-office professional whitening is your best and safest bet. Before you run off and try any of these, there's one crucial thing everyone forgets: the natural color of your teeth. Your enamel is naturally semi-translucent, and underneath is a layer called dentin, which is naturally yellow. So some level of yellowness is normal and healthy. The goal of whitening is to restore your teeth to their natural whiteness, and that looks different for each person. Should not want to force them into a blinding, unnatural paper white color. Also remember that whitening doesn't work on crowns, veneers, or fillings, so it's important to manage your expectations. People who have really thick enamel, their teeth naturally look whiter. Not everybody has that really thick enamel, and so for some folks, when their enamel is a little thinner, their teeth are going to look a little more yellow because of, like I said, that dentin. So expectations should be just that. If you want something permanent whitening, then crowns, veneers, something like that would be what you would have to go for if you wanted that Hollywood smile. So to sum it all up, ditch the charcoal and lemon juice. Focus on impeccable oral hygiene care. Rinse with water. Be smart with your diet. And if you want an extra boost, choose products with peroxide. A bright smile is a healthy smile, but it's not about chasing internet fads. It's about consistent smart care for your oral health. I hope you're able to get one tip out of this show today. And if there's a friend or somebody that you know that is interested in whitening their teeth, feel free to share it with them. Until next time, keep smiling.